How's everybody doing out there? Just thought I'd put a little video up. Um, I'm sad to say that my depression is back again. Not feeling very good. Um, can't really focus on what I need to be focusing on because I've got so much shit going on with fucking idiots that just need to get on with their own lives and stop trying to interfere with mine. But like I've said many a time, all I can do is just bob along. Unbelievable, guys. Um, I can't seem to get into any kind of rhythm. I'm very unmotivated. Um, what else is there? Just feeling like shit. Excuse me, English. And it's pointless trying to reach out to any mental health services because they're just swamped with people. Um, what's my plan? I really don't know. I'm not prepared to go on like this next week. I've got certain people pushing all my buttons, and to be honest with you, I don't need these people in my life, and I might have to take legal action on them to stop them pushing my buttons. That's by no means calling the police, guys, or anything like that. I'm talking about an injunction to stop people doing stuff. Then again, is that even correct? I don't even, do you know what I mean? My brain's all over the place, guys. Fucking, it doesn't help with the ADHD. My ADHD is basically off the scale. When I was assessed for ADHD, I was literally right off the end. I couldn't have scored anymore. I've suffered with this since I come out of the womb. Um, I'm getting in trouble, right, for swearing at people that, yeah, I shouldn't really be swearing at, guys. I've not physically harmed anyone. I've not grabbed anyone, smacked anyone, been violent or anything like that. But I do get a bit verbal. And these people seem to be criticising and fucking scrutinising me for swearing. Yeah, I'm the motherfucker with ADHD and autism, which is a trait, right? ADHD, a trait of that is people being quite rude and blunt and swearing. It's a trait of ADHD. Yeah, I'm being punished for being me. I'm being punished for being who I am, and I might swear at people, like my old doctor and that now and again, and I'm just being punished for that. Yeah, I can't change that. I've been like that since I come out of the womb. How the fuck am I supposed to change? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I've got people fucking pointing the finger who are in high positions, right? Who should know fucking better. Um, and most of them are female, working in industries they shouldn't really be working in, or they should have some fucking training in it to deal with people like myself. Um, Lucky they ain't blokes, really. I probably would have fucking got myself in trouble. See, that's what I'm not going to do. I think that's what they're waiting for, guys. Because before in my life, I've gone down the wrong road. I mean, someone pushed my button and that was it. Boom, I was off. Getting nicked a lot in my younger days. I ain't going to sit on them bullshit. Nothing I come out with on here is bullshit. I'll just tell it as it is. People don't like that. Fucking fuck off my channel, innit? I know I've got a lot of people watching this in my village that don't even fucking like me. So what are you cunts doing on here? You got a fucking problem, but you stop me. Say something to me. But you can't do that, can you? But anyway, fuck them cunts. What goes around comes around. And that's not a threat neither. That's just leaving it as it is. Because, to be honest, people ain't worth it. Pushing all my buttons, hoping I'll go down the wrong road, get myself in trouble. Well, it ain't happening. I can wind my neck in now, to a degree. Obviously, if someone comes up to me and starts poking me, then it's a different story. Or invades my... I think everybody, or every man, with a pair of bollocks, you got your own personal space, haven't you? Which is right in front of your fucking face. So I don't mind people coming up and having a rumble or having a few words. You know what I mean? But as soon as they come in that space, that's it. It's getting violent. Do you know what I mean? It would do, but I ain't gone down that road for a long time. Even my matey next door when we fell out. We all sorted it out. You know what I mean? We just said, right, we'll just button it. And that's what we did. But there's some people that can't do that. And to be honest, half of these fucking people that I'm dealing with, like the housing and all that, I've never even met the cunts. I've never even met the cunts, right? And they're trying to sit there telling me something, trying to tell me something about my house I was born in. And I'm thinking, well, how the fuck do you know you've never even been in this house? It's unbelievable, guys. The amount of bureaucracy and fucking bollocks I'm coming across. Yeah, I swear at someone. Oh, you sworn at us, and you get a red letter through the door. Oh, you've been swearing. Well, yeah, it's a trait of my ADHD. And I'll keep fucking swearing. Do you know what I mean? What can you do? It's like telling a bloke with Tourette's to stop saying fuck off or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's the same principle. My brain will always go down that naughty route. It's like if you're out there, right, and you're a parent watching this, maybe you got kids with ADHD, I can give you a good insight into it all. Trust me. Especially if you've got a kid out there, right, and he's got really bad ADHD, he'd probably be like myself. But I wouldn't blame your kid too much. It's called neurological brain disorders. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain. That's what ASD and ADHD is. Luckily, I'm high functioning. I've got no learning problems, which I wish I had. Sometimes I wish I had learning problems. Then I wouldn't understand all these fucking people pushing my buttons. But where I'm completely conversant and I understand it, I understand the crack. Do you know what I mean? And a lot more. But bit of a depressing one this is, isn't it? Compared to my normal chirpy self. But at the end of the day, it's got to be said, man. It's got to be said. And I know I'm not the only one out there experiencing all this bollocks. But should I go and play a record? Might put a madness tune on, might cheer me out. Who knows? Crazy. What's the time? I've got to check to see how much electricity I've got and then go to the shop. I've got an hour to get to the shop. Let me do an ADHD tablet because I've not done one today. I'm going to do my antidepressant as well. These antidepressants. Escitalopram. Some people might be on citalopram. This one's called escitalopram. Show you in a second. Ooh. There you go. And these tablets, right? These tablets, people say, oh, they work, they don't work, but you have to take them for a couple of 2 or 3 weeks, you know what I mean, for them to kick in. And trust me, before I was diagnosed with autism and ADHD, I lived in a very crazy world, right? Which I knew wasn't right. I can remember standing in the school playground, right, in the primary school, thinking I'm different than all these fucking kids here. But obviously back in my day, nobody talked about how you felt. You just had to be hard and act tough. Do you know what I mean? People didn't There weren't no mental health. There weren't no fucking, you know what I mean? You're just a naughty boy. Give him a fucking slap. You know what I mean? That's what I experienced. But anyway, I started taking these and they changed my life, these antidepressants. They took me from one world, right, into another. From a very dark world into a little bit of a brighter world, put it that way. I ain't going to mince about my words, but that's what they did for me. And then obviously when I went on my ADHD, to be honest with you, getting diagnosed with ADHD, as soon as you know, or I didn't have a clue, right? I didn't even really know what ADHD was, right? Completely. Just my doctor, after my dad died, that's when my ADHD crashed to the front. Even worse than what it has been all my life. Obviously, I didn't know that I had that. And then my doctor said, has anyone ever told you, Phil, you're quite a moody character? You come across quite moody. And I laughed at me doctor. I said, to tell you what, mate, I said, you're not the first one to say that. And I'll admit, yeah, I am a bit moody. I've been like that all my life. And he said, I think you might have some kind of personality disorder. Right, this is how we found my ADHD and my autism. For any adults out there that think you might have it, you fucking might have, trust me. If you've gone through your life fucking it right up, and you're still there now, in your 30s, 40s, 50s, still fucking it right up, you've probably got ADHD. Welcome to the club. No, but anyway, right, he said, have you ever heard of ADHD, Phil? I said, well, kind of. I said, it's a naughty... Because me and my dad had spoke about that. When ADHD broke, right, years ago, 2008, I think, it became recognised by the NHS in this country. My dad sat there and he said to me, it wouldn't surprise me if I had that. And me and my dad both spoke about, because we went to the same primary school, right? Me and my dad and my grandfather went to the village primary school down here. And my dad was telling me he was very fucking lively. Which I didn't think a lot of at the time. I just thought, yeah, whatever. And then obviously, fast forward, my dad dies, the ADHD comes to the forefront. Then my doctor tells me, he said, well, go home, Phil. He said, get clued up on ADHD. And he gave me like 3 or 4 forms to mark off. Like different questions about your life, your schooling and stuff like that. And I come home and I watched the university professor, Dr. David Nutt, who used to be the police's chief czar drug bloke, right? But he got the sack because he came out years ago and said horse riding is more dangerous than ecstasy. And statistically it is. But they sacked him because of that. Anyway, I watched him, right? Professor David Nutt. You can go and look at the video now, right, on YouTube, where we are, giving a speech to a university about ADHD and how it would look like in an adult today who hadn't been diagnosed, because obviously back in my day, maybe your day, there wasn't ADHD. And I started watching his talk, and he went through how you would have been might have been as a kid, how you would have been as an adult growing up, what you would have been more likely have done, which are the wrong things. You've gone down the wrong route because your brain is not got enough chemicals, not got enough dopamine. So what it's doing is you've got a very good road in your life going that way. It's all roses and sweet that way, but it's all naughty. It's all naughty and dark this way. You're going down the naughty and dark route. If no one's educated you in ADHD, you're going down that naughty and dark route every time, mate. Every time. It's like back in my day, kids used to get slapped round the arse, which I had many a time, right? Of my mother and father, and probably 2 more, my aunts, my grands, whoever. But what you'll find is a kid without ADHD, he'll learn from that slap on the arse, and he won't do it again. But that kid with the ADHD, he'll get a buzz out of that. And he will know he ain't going to be wanting a slap on the arse. He's still going to go down that naughty route. Because his brain's programmed to do that. Getting quite deep, aren't we now? But hopefully I can educate some people out there on ADHD and what maybe you're sitting there thinking, I'm relating to a bit of what he's saying. if that's the case, you might have ADHD. But anyway, I started watching this documentary, and it was just light bulb moments, guys. Say we had 100 light bulbs, right? All in darkness. Within 5 minutes of this video, ping, 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 everything. Until I'm sitting there thinking, I'm just sitting there shocked. I'm sitting there shocked at the fact that I found what's wrong with me. I've had people fucking say this, that, and the other all my fucking life, right? I put up with them cunts. But now I found what was actually wrong with me. And anyway, I did the ADHD score sheet thing, which made up a lot of questions. So you can't just roll up in your doctors and say, I think I've got ADHD. Can I get tested and all that? You can't just do that. I mean, you got to prove to your doctor that it's interfered with all your life. And obviously, I was in a young offenders institution at age 17. Do you know what I mean? I went down the wrong roads. I weren't robbing old grannies, mate, or fucking doing anything that bad. Do you know what I mean? I was just driving around in my car on a ban. But that got me my 18th birthday in a young offender. That was in the Essex Boys jail. In fact, I was in there. I think the Essex Boys was in there in 95, weren't they? I was in there in about 88, 89. So I was there a long time before them Essex Boys. In fact, I was in there with a whole different lot of Essex Boys, but that's another story. But yeah. And then what happens is you go back to the doctors. I then had to go before what's called the Oaks panel to get funding for my assessment and all that. Which is basically the Oaks panel is made up of 3 people. I believe it's 2 doctors and someone else. And what they do, they go through your history to see, yeah, he's had a bit of a checkered past. He could well have ADHD, will help him. And obviously your doctor puts his 2 pence worth in. My doctor was fully on board with me. And basically, I was diagnosed during lockdown. All my specialist consultations with the Maudsley Hospital in London, which is the leading hospital in the country, were done on like the video phone, like we are now, except I can see him and he's talking to me. And anyway, you go through 2 or 3 hours with sort of the psychologist, just and they check you out. And then on my actual day of the assessment, which can last 2 hours, the actual proper one, once you've been through all the shit, and then you're in front of the real man, I mean the proper ADHD doctor that I see every year on my video call. And basically that's the guy that I was explaining to about cannabis and that, and how it actually helps people with ADHD. Because all them years I lived in the darkness, it was only the weed that kept me sane. It got me active, because it affects people differently with ADHD. And anyway, I'm on this video call with the old ADHD specialist, and within 10 minutes, right, within 10 minutes, we were chatting away like a good one. Do you know what I mean? I'm quite chatty, as you know. Obviously, I've got someone else on the camera there chatting to me, asking me questions. I'm quite chatty. And anyway, after 10 minutes, he's turned around, well, I can actually tell you now, Phil. He said, you're definitely hyperactive. Because I was up moving around, going just doing my normal stuff. And yeah, that's when I was diagnosed with it. And the ASD, with my autism, it's not too bad. See, ASD and ADHD, they kind of overlap. It's different. If you've got learning problems, it's very, very different. I wouldn't be on here doing what I'm doing. I might be. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how bad it affects them. I suppose it depends how... What's the right word I'm looking for? It depends how educationally challenged the people with the learning problems are. See, I'm not educationally challenged. My only challenge was, if I didn't like it at school or thought it was boring, I wouldn't listen. Do you know what I mean? If I thought it was interesting, I'd be listening. All my school reports said Philip's quite capable of doing the work. I think at primary school they just ripped me off as, yeah, he's stupid, getting a stupid Q at primary school. But I think by the time I got to secondary school, all my school reports said Philip's quite capable of doing the work and more, but he just chooses not to do it. He chooses to fuck about, in other words, and disrupt the class, which was me all over. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was very sort of cheeky chappy in class. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I liked to make everyone laugh, because I didn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? I'd just get up and walk out when I wanted to. That's obviously the ADHD, because you don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? You have a teacher saying, "Right, you'll stop it now." Am I? Sit up, tudder, walk off. Do you know what I mean? Done that untold times. I'm just glad now. I'm glad now, right, that it's all changed for these kids out there who are now not getting told you're fucking stupid, mate. Get to the divvies class because you don't know fuck all. I mean, they're not getting told that anymore. In fact, on the medication, it's a fact that on the medication, the kids with the ADHD now in the classroom are actually outperforming the normal kids. They're more brainier than the normal kids. Whereas in my day, now you're backwards. Get to the back. But obviously in my day, there was no ADHD. I hope I'm making sense to people out there anyway. I'm just telling you as it is from my story. Obviously everybody's got a different story. I'm just a kid from a fucking neighbourhood estate in Kent. Do you know what I mean? That's all I am. I'm fucking not no posh boy or nothing like that. I went to what was called a comprehensive school, which was the government's idea at comprehensive schools. What they were, you might have went to a comp yourself, people who are watching this, who knows, right? But if you did, what that was, it was the government's attempt at the time to get the posh kids in with the council kids. And obviously I'm a council estate kid. Do you know what I mean? My mum made records, yeah, she was a rock and roll star, but it don't mean she was from Bootle in Liverpool. She ain't posh. My dad's from the next road up from here. My dad was born in the next road in this village here. I don't know, guys. Anyway, should we do this? Got me. I'm going to do my ADHD, or should I just not do one today? I might do one. It's absolutely sleep, actually. I must be the only one doing amphetamines falling asleep. I said that to my ADHD specialist. I said, I've never slept so well in my life on amphetamine. He's gone, wow. He said, that's different. He said, are you all right with that though, Phil? I said, well, yeah. I said, I've never slept well. All my life, I've never really slept well. Until now. Because I'm obviously on my medications. Which, I'm not even in that bag. They're over here. I think I've got 3 or 4 of them. What this is, guys, this is called... Don't know if anyone out there's ever done speed or whiz or whatever you're calling it around your way. Speed, whiz, fast, whatever we're calling it. Amphetamine sulfate. Well, these... Hang on. This is what basically the drug dealers out there are trying to replicate. It's ironic, right, that when I was about 18, I got nicked for having a bit of speed and that on me, right, a little bit of puff. And I got a fine or something, man, right, I'm really bollocked by the woman magistrate. Skip forward 30 years, I'm getting it on prescription, man. Do you know what I mean? It's so crazy life is. But anyway, this is what it is. Dexamphetamine sulfate, guys. What that is proper speed, which is that. That's 20 milligrams. This is instant to your brain. Within 20 minutes, it starts working. Lasts for 4 hours. Yeah, this is what all the drug factories out there are looking to make, is something like this. Because I'd only ever done, let me tell you something now. I said to my doctor when I first read about the meds that they were giving out, and they're giving it to kids as well, but they're called micro doses. They're giving micro doses to kids. So a kid's only getting a minute little bit, do you know what I mean? Because obviously you've got to be, I don't know, just grown up. Well, I don't know, right? I don't know. But basically, I was all right on these, because what they do, you start off on a low dose, and it's called titration, guys. What you do with a medication like this, they titrate it, which is depending on your body size and your metabolism and stuff like that, because everybody's different. I mean, I might be able to take 60 milligrams a day maximum, which is what I'm allowed to take, which is the maximum dose. But someone else might be only able to take 5 milligram a day because they're, you know what I mean, whatever. But I think because I came from a drug background, because I came from the acid house days and the rave days, and I've done all speed, ease, and all of that. Do you know what I mean? I've done all that. I thought, is this going to be anything like that? I'll tell you what, I've done this. It's completely different, man. There's none of that shit come down in the morning feeling like shit, all wired up, man. Anyone that's done a bit of speed will know what I'm talking about. Sitting there all wired up on a Sunday morning, chatting shit all night to your pals. Do you know what I mean? It's completely different because it's clean. It's not got no shit in it. Anyway. What is the time? 7:15. God. Give it to 7:30 and I'm going to walk down the shop, I think. I think I will get some electricity. Otherwise, we're going to be in the dark. Oh, quite a deep one. Half hour a little bit on here, waffling. Anyway, I hope that I've educated some people out there. Never know. People might even be sitting there thinking all that going down the wrong road and all that. If you've done that in your life, you could well have it. And for the females out there, it's very, very prevalent now in girls. There's more and more girls coming forward. See, girls mask it better. Blokes are too boisterous. You know what I mean? They're just off the scale. Whereas the girls, they can mask it a lot better than your ADHD. So it's harder to spot in them. But more and more females are getting diagnosed. I'll tell you that now. And there's people sort of my age. I'm 53 now. But there's people in their 30s, 40s, 50s. My doctor even said he's got somebody 70, 80 on the meds. And there's been what I was worried about was does it cut short your life? Because obviously I'm on amphetamine, do you know what I mean? For the rest of my life, if I choose, which I've chose to do that because it's changed my life. And I thought, does it, you know what I mean? Am I going to die any earlier? And they've done studies, right? You actually live longer. Everybody get on the speed. No, it's probably only on this proper stuff, and it's actually from the pharmacy. But yeah, I thought maybe it would have killed me a bit quicker. But saying that, I've lived quite a healthy life. I've done a lot of drugs, but I didn't do the wrong drugs. I weren't sitting there smacked out me nut. Do you know what I mean? Comatose. That didn't interest me. What interested me was finding the base, the lasers, and let's go. And it was all just mad in my early days. Cole Cox and Pete Tong, people like that wasn't famous. Do you know what I mean? When I first started going out, it was going out. I stopped going out that made them famous. People like Groove Rider and Fabio and all sorts of old DJs. You know what I mean? I've been out, done it all. When it comes to the rave scene, been there, done it, loved it. Some of the best times of my life were out there raving. Especially in them early days, man. Before the moodiness and that come in, it was just unbelievable. Anyway, whatever you're doing out there, guys, be lucky, and I will be back tonight. Might even spin a record. Pardon me, who knows? But whatever you're doing, be lucky. Don't let the fuckers grind you down.